Do you think time management is only about getting more work done? Think again. Whether you're falling victim to the 5 to 9 before 9 to 5 little trend that's happening, or you're falling victim to the overall hustle culture that's been overwhelming in business for centuries, you'll want to tune into this episode tonight as I, your host, Vanessa Zamy, and our special guest, Christoph Nauer, engage in a special discussion on how to find a balance in all the things in your life, including your time, money, health, relationships, spirituality, all the things. 5 a.m. is not necessary, and tune in to learn what to do instead.
Welcome to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon, a podcast about how you can grow a profit-producing, purpose-driven business without burnout. We don't need more people starting businesses. We need more people continuing. Each week, we'll deliver the latest and greatest tips, tricks, and strategies for you to revive, grow, and scale your business. Now, here's your host, consultant, professor, and the business defibrillator, Vanessa Zamy.
Yes. We are welcome to our special guest, Christoph Nauer, and we are doing a special discussion on from no time to free time, the 6 steps and areas you need to focus on to really get that work-life, business life balance, okay? So before we get into that, as always, in every episode, what's been your win of the week? Okay, what has been your win of the week? I want you to type in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, type in the comments, what has been your win of the week, right? So, Christoph, start with, I guess, what's been your win of the week? It could be the last 7 days as well, too, because it's only really Tuesday. So, what has been your win of the week?
Well, I signed up another fantastic client that I'm starting to work with actually tomorrow afternoon. And so I'm looking forward to that first session. You know, that's always exciting. Being able to help a business owner move from where he or she is now to where they want to go, kind of help them navigate through all those obstacle courses that, running a business is, how to best navigate and find ways to stop leaks. I call myself sometimes a business plumber, because I plug leaks where they leak time and money.
Awesome. So my win of the week is, for those who are just tuning in, we are welcomed by guest Christoph Nauer. We'll be going to episode tonight on how to go from no time to free time. So if you're suffering from that hustling culture that is overwhelming you as you manage your business, if you're, thinking about this whole, like, they're telling me to go 5 to 9 and work extra and all that jazz, we are here to tell you that's not what you need to do to manage your time. So first off, as we do in every episode, though, what has been your win of the week? So type it in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube, scroll to the bottom, hit the red subscribe button, and keep scrolling, and then type in your comments. If you're watching on a Facebook or a LinkedIn, then react and then type in your comments. With that being said, what's been your win of the week? My win of the week has been that, and something that I had realized today while I was networking in a group, and I was thinking about, okay, what client do I want to highlight this week? And I just realized that all my clients have been winning the past 7 days, and they just keep on winning. It's just great. Like, I'm just grateful to be a part of that experience where they're able to really have a life and enjoy a life outside of their store, their salon, their shop, their bar. It's just been great. I mean, one is just getting into another property. Another one is continuing her connections and expanding, existing connections. Another one is, living life internationally while she has her business in California growing and thriving. And so I just, like, for me, it's just, I laugh out of this astonishment of just how awesome and amazing the results are that these clients are experiencing. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. So that's been my win of the week, is just pat myself on the back. That's my win of the week. With that being said, what's been your win of the week? It could be personal. It could be business. It could be anything in between, right? But what has happened for you during the last 7 days as business owners is very easy to get stuck on what's not happening in your business and to just worry and get also all this nonsense in your head, right? And so take the moment, even if it is just a 10 seconds a day, to acknowledge what was a good part of your day, right? What has been your win of the week, either personal or business, okay? Now, about our guest, the moment you've been waiting for. Yes. Christoph Nauer is a native of Zurich, Switzerland, folks, pursuing the American dream. Christoph's meandering path led him through a stream of relationships, vocations, including, pastoring and locations over many years, to the satisfying life that he has today. In 2020, Christoph's direction stopped meandering when he took on his first coaching client and produced massive results for him. Christoph went on to be certified as a time management master, and now he's a best-selling author of From No Time to Free Time. He lives in the Bay Area, California, my old stomping grounds for a decade, and also the premier environment of hustle culture. And he's also happily married to his wife of 30 years, and they recently also just got a puppy who you might hear during this episode, or maybe not. Maybe the puppy will behave. We don't know, but that's okay. We're live. We're going to roll with it. So first question for you, Christoph. What inspired your book From No Time to Free Time?
It's so funny that you should ask that. My coach has been telling me for years, you need to write a book. And like so many people, I'm good with excuses. Sometimes I say I have a master's degree in excusitis. So, so what happened is I was doing an online training for the person who became my book writing coach and publisher for her team. And then after I was done with the training, she asked me flat out, "Hey, when are you going to write your book?" And then I started giving her the usual excuses. And then she said, "Well, I think you just recorded your presentation, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "There's your book." I'm like, "Uh," I was like, "Oh, okay." And so that was the starting point. And then fortunately, I had a friend who is a writer. I'm a talker, I'm not a writer, and so I used that excuse as not writing a book. And then I transcribed my presentation and then gave her the transcription, and then she took that and turned it into a book. So if it wasn't for those two women, I wouldn't be an author today, and there wouldn't be a book out there. And the book actually there's a possibility for people to learn some of the stuff I teach my clients, and they don't have to work with me one on one. They can just read the book and then start applying some of the stuff that's in the book, and it's life changing. So
It
for me, it
is.
took that. That's what it took for me to finally say, "Oh, you know." Um,
But I love that. It was that team and support around you, right? That then
yes,
propelled you to move forward, right? And as two business sort of people, business coaches, right, in this space, it's very, very, we understand the power and the benefits of having those people around you, right? Who do push you forward and keep you accountable and ensure that you stop with the excuses. Okay. Love it.
yes,
So
yes.
with that in mind though, right? Speaking of excuses, let's go into mistakes. What are some common mistakes that you find that business owners make when it comes to time? I know I have quite a bit to list off myself, but what is your perspective, Christoph?
I think quite often not having a plan, lacking
Mhm.
clarity. Clarity is the most important concept in productivity. So if I don't know clearly where I want to go, when will I know? How will I know that I get there? You know, so you know, but to not take too much of your time because that will go into in my webinar where I talk about that is have a plan for every day of your week so you know exactly what to do. 1 minute of planning can save up to 10 minutes in execution. So, for instance, start your day with something that is life giving for yourself. I call it a morning routine. So, that sets you up to play at a 10 for the day. So, whatever that may be, for me, it's a half hour of meditation and a half hour on my stationary bike, then the shower, and then boom. And nobody, nobody has a right to interfere with that morning routine. Except my puppy. But other than that,
Indeed, indeed, yes. And I love how you mention you kind of got into different areas, right? Because part of that also in terms of right, it's not just it's like looking at yourself and thinking about what do you need for yourself, right? And I think when I tell my clients like non-negotiables, right? It's like what do you need for
yes,
yourself to keep yourself going? So if you
mhm,
need that time in the morning, make that time in the morning and don't allow anyone to break it up, right? And so
yes,
yes, love that.
yes.
Any other common mistakes you find? So we have here, folks, if you're keeping track of the gold here, right? So 1 minute of planning can save you 10 minutes of execution. Christoph, yes. Any other mistakes that you find? Mm-hmm.
The myth that if I work 12, 14-hour days, I'm more productive. Your productivity actually goes down after about 8 to 9 hours. Also, the work lunch, sitting at the computer and shoveling in some food. You think you're going to get more done and you're more productive. Sorry, not true. Take a lunch break, whether it's 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I would say at least 30 minutes, and remove yourself from your workplace. You know, go sit outside, enjoy the beautiful weather. Go for a short walk. Remove yourself, have a healthy lunch, and then come back rejuvenated after 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is. You're going to be more productive in the afternoon, I promise you. You're going to get more done than working through your lunch. Um, so, so that's another one.
I love that. It's like taking a break, right? And so, like for me, I have my nap scheduled in each day. That is something that I do. I love sleeping. It's in my bio. But yes, so I schedule in my nap each day, right? That is my form of a break of just like closing my eyes, getting my eyes some rest from the TV, or not TV screen, but computer screen, laptop screen, all the screens. And so, yes, love that, love that, love that. So we have essentially common mistakes that you may be making, not having clarity on even your day or your months or your weeks, right? And then also thinking that you can, it kind of got into some of that hustle culture as well too, Christoph, right? That whole, if you burn the midnight oil every single night and, the success will come one day, right? And I always tell people, like, at what cost though? At what cost?
Yes.
Because especially
Yes.
it's like the success is not guaranteed, especially if you do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're speaking my language, Vanessa. Absolutely. That's critically important. That's a myth. It. Let's say, on the airplane, what do they tell you? Put your mask on yourself first before you help somebody else.
Yeah.
Any other time, place, anywhere you go, that's frowned upon, and that's not what we talk about. But ultimately, that's the only place we get it correctly. You know, I can't be the best version of myself if I neglect myself. If I'm worn out, stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, it just does not. I cannot be the person that my clients deserve, that my spouse deserves. If you're married or in a committed relationship, if you have kids, it's really unfair to your kids because then they learn what parenting is all about. Okay, parenting is stressed out, screaming, yelling, having no time, not being present, maybe physically, but not any other way. And the cost of that is just tremendous, and it's not monetary, or it can be monetary, but it could be health and relationship. And so that kind of leads into the whole idea of the balance six that you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
six that we need to balance to be the
Yes.
best version of ourselves,
Indeed. And I love how you said that about the whole like parenting, or even, I think this even applies. So I'm also a professor of entrepreneurship, and every quarter there's at least one student in the class where they're talking about how they grew up with their parent having a business of like 20, 30, 40 years. And all they saw was, entrepreneurship / business ownership is stress, right? Because that's what the parent was doing. They weren't bouncing their time. They didn't get the benefits of this episode here. Well, we are going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, we'll have Christoph Nauer sharing the 6 areas, the 6 steps to your business life balance. We'll be going into the 5 to 9 trend as well. And also just key ideas and tips for you to get yourself together. Okay. So you don't want to miss it. Chat with you in a couple of seconds.
If you're a storefront business owner, salon owner, or brick and mortar shop owner, including a cafe, home decor, furniture, or clothing boutique, then listen up. We have some incredible discounted workshops at vzamy.com for our podcast listeners to help you increase your sales by 50%. If you are looking for more tips on reviving your business, make sure to visit our website, vzamy.com. That's vzamy.com. To register for our upcoming business growth workshop on staff management, financial management, and time management. It's your time to revive, grow, and scale your shop so you can go on that vacation and still have your shop thriving. Visit vzamy.com. That's V for Vanessa, Z for zebra, A for animal, M for money, Y as in yes.com. Visit vzamy.com for more details.
All righty, we are back here with Christoph Nauer from No Time to Free Time, the best-selling author, 6 steps to work-life balance for business owners. So when we last left, we were talking about the mistakes that business owners make. And Christoph was always sharing some nuggets. Hopefully you're taking notes. He was always sharing some nuggets on how you can fix those mistakes. Okay. And so Christoph, share with us though, what are those 6 steps, right, to work-life balance that you talk about in your book? If you give us a quick little summary, because we're almost running out of time.
Sure, sure. Yeah. So the six that I believe we need to balance to be the best version of ourselves is time and money. Quite often you hear people saying, time is money. No, time is more valuable than money because you can never make more of it. Okay. Warren Buffett puts it perfectly. I can buy anything I want in the world except time. Okay. So time is the overarching, commodity that is dictating really everything around those six. Okay. The other four, so time and money, the other four are health and relationship, self improvement, and spirituality or higher power. That's my belief. When we balance those six, then we are the best version of ourselves. We are who and what we're meant to be. Okay. So, which means we have to allocate time for all those six or the five others, so to speak. Okay. You know, we talked about self care, the whole idea of taking care of your health. You know, we spend billions of dollars regaining our health back, instead of being proactive, we're reactive. I don't know. Is that to me doesn't make any sense. So why not have a healthy lifestyle, take care of our bodies and spirits, etc., so that we don't have to buy into this multi-billion-dollar business to restore our health. Okay, our relationship that can be with spouses or kids or parents, whatever it is, and employees. Your employees are your most precious commodity. It is so much more expensive to have employee turnover than employee retention. If you can have employees who love your product or service, who love to work for you because you showed them how much you like them and how much you appreciate them, they're going to go the extra mile. And guess what? Your business can run without you there because the employees feel so empowered by your leadership style to run the business for you.
Yes, I love that. And I talk about that a lot in my leadership. And actually, something you remind me of, something I saw on LinkedIn today, was that Amazon's, some documents got leaked or something like that. But ultimately, they found that Amazon spends $8 billion per year on an employee turnover, right? And it ends up being about 30% of their total sales because they just can't keep their employees for right. And so I mean it really does add up, right? When it comes down to it, is keeping your employees there with your business, but also thinking of yourself as a business owner, as that employee, right? Do you want to work there? Like based on how you set it up. So I love that, Christoph. Fantastic, amazing, amazing. And there's also this like TikTok trend happening with the 5 to 9. It's also spreading to LinkedIn. It hasn't quite made it to business owner space. This is why we're ahead of trends here. But ultimately, right, the 5 to 9 is the whole idea that people have one thing from 9 to 5 that they do, but they actually work on something that they love from 5 to 9, right? And so they do something from 9 to 5, and that could be, for some people, it could actually be their business, right? But then from 5 to 9, they do something that they love doing, which implies, of course, what they do 9 to 5 they don't love doing. So what is your response to that? Like, what comes up for you when you hear that?
Well, I would say this is wonderful because entrepreneurship and business ownership is something that's fantastic. If you can do what you're good at and what you're passionate about and make that your business or your life's purpose, you don't work a day in your life. Okay? You know, I'm sure you've heard this. Oh, thank goodness it's Friday. Oh no, Monday again tomorrow. I mean, I know we've all had jobs like that, okay? Through college to pay the bills and everything else. But that's not a way to go through life. It just is not. Whether it's Friday or Monday or Tuesday, I don't care because I love what I do. I enjoy it, you know? And for people who recognize that, okay, right now I have a 9 to 5 job because that pays the bills. but this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. So what can I do? I have a skill set. I'm good at something. I'm passionate about something. How can I take that and turn that into the business? And then who knows? Eventually, that can become my full-time gig, and I can say goodbye to the 9 to 5. You know, so I'd say go for it. But what it requires is really careful planning, time blocking, scheduling, and being clear. I'm going to work on this from this time to this time, and then I'm going to work on this from this time to this time. You know, um, one golden nugget, if you don't remember anything else I said, is the 90-15-90 concept, straight out of Brian Tracy's workbook. What that means is for 90 minutes, you focus on an important task and you do nothing else. You turn off your phone, you email anything that could interrupt you. You clear everything off your desk that could distract you. And for 90 minutes, you focus on that one thing. Then you take a 15-minute break and then you do it again for 90 minutes. If you just do that once a week, your productivity will just absolutely skyrocket. Now you can do it more often, of course. Now, if 90 minutes is too long, then do 60 and 10-minute break and another 60. But the concept is the same idea. Okay, uninterrupted work on something that's critically important. Interruptions, we can go into the whole idea of time wasters and where people leak time. Interruptions are some of the worst ones. You know, you work on something and then something interrupts you. Well, quite often it's this thing. Um, and then you have to refocus. Even if you're strong enough to ignore the phone, just the fact that you hear it or you see it is enough to distract your to remove your train of thought. So stop and go approach to finishing a task can take up to 7 times longer.
I love that. Actually, remind me. That's actually what I used to actually finish my book a few years ago. Was block off 2 hours for every chapter, with the accounting that it will take me a couple minutes to actually start, and then from there to like get into the mood, and then eventually stop it and take those breaks as well in between the chapters. So love that, love that, love that. With respect to the 5 to 9 trend, what I am going to say is I agree and disagree with you a little bit, Christoph, but that's okay. That's why we're two different people and two different consultants, two different coaches for people. What I would say is that, like, for me, I actually grew my business while doing my corporate job, and the thing about it is that for me, like, I did strategy in my corporate job. So I love the strategy. I didn't love the boss I had, but I love the strategy of it. Right. And so maybe it's like your environment, whatever it may be. And then, however, for those who are business owners already, right, if you're thinking to yourself, my 9 to 5 is my job, is my business, and I don't like it, so I need to do something beforehand. No, what you need to do is rework your business so that you do like it, right? And thinking about the 6 areas that Christoph had mentioned, how do you ensure that you're finding that entire balance within all areas of your life, and your business is included? It should not be an exception to that. Another thing that I would say is that, yes, when you are doing something, let's say you are in the space where you are that, side hustle, whatever it may be, and you have 3 times to work on your business, right? Before you work, after work, and during the weekend, or during your off days of work, right? Depending on your shift. But that doesn't mean that you need to exhaust it all. It doesn't mean that you need to work 5 to 9 every single day, or otherwise you're a failure, right? It's really looking at how do you get to what you love within other areas of your life so that it is a balance, right? It's not because guess what? 5 to 5 is a 12-hour day. That's a 12-hour day, right? And so, and chances are, depending on the job that you're in, you may not actually be ending at 5. Let's be real. So with that in mind, right, being mindful of that as you're thinking about your time and how to balance it. And I was going to ask, Christoph, what's one action you want our listeners to take from this? I think you already mentioned it, right? The 90-15-15. So what Christoph mentioned, rewind it if you didn't catch that. So 90-15-15, or check out his website, balance6.biz. Yes. Love that. So Christoph, we are wrapping up time here, but how can people reach you, and any final words you want to share with our audience here today?
Best place, thank you very much, Vanessa. The best place is balance6.biz. It's my website. You can sign up for my webinar that I have, how to maximize your time. You can get my book if you want. You can also get a free report, 5 steps to put your business growth on autopilot. There's a lot there. There's a resource library for things that business owners need that I have vetted these people. There's a blog post. It was just a wealth of information. That's the best place to go. Yes, and remember the 90-15-90. If you don't have a plan or schedule for the day, please start doing that. I don't have time for planning. Then make time for it. I promise you, it's the best use of your time is actually do have a plan, and in that plan, have something for yourself. Okay, something that is yours that recharges your batteries, and nobody has a right to interrupt you or keep you from it, unless the house is on fire or there's an earthquake or something like that. Okay, so those are some final thoughts that I wanted to share with you, because you can be the best version of yourself and you're meant to be the best version of yourself, but that means you have to take care of yourself first in order for that to happen. That's my belief.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. I completely agree. So if you didn't already tell, thank you, Christoph Nauer, for being with us here on Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. This show is not only about a story, but also about lessons and action items for you as our listeners and audience members to keep you moving forward in your business. We are equipping and empowering you through education, these lovely guest experts. If you know of a brick and mortar business owner, right, who needs help or who wants help right within their business, feel free to have them tune into our podcast here. And experts, we have Christoph Nauer, who joined us here this evening. So check out his website, balance6.biz or balance6.com for more resources on how to go from no time to free time in the 6 areas of your work-life balance for you as a business owner. We have more experts coming to join us. Next week, we'll have Jay Massey, an international cash flow rental expert on the Airbnb bubble. I know a lot of my clients are doing their business. They're also thinking about generational wealth. So they got that real estate investing going. So we got Jay Massey for you next week. We got a lovely gallery owner who's been around for a couple of decades in her business in Pennsylvania, joining us as well in a few weeks. And we have even more guests to come as well. So the list continues. Point being, stay tuned every Tuesday live at 9 p.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. To get reminders, scroll down. If you're on the YouTube, scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and keep on scrolling to the comment section. If you are watching us on LinkedIn or Facebook, I want you to put a little reaction, okay? Not just a like. No. I know you love this. Give us a heart. Give us a celebration. Give us a light bulb, okay, of reactions, okay? Thank you. So that more people can see this as well. If you know of a guest who should be joining us on the show, we're always open to having people reach out to us, either LinkedIn messaging me or Facebook messaging me as well. My team will see that and they'll do a follow-up that they do. Love them both. So with that being said, though, if you are also a local community business owner, wishing you are experiencing explosive growth, or you're looking for ways to have a life and enjoy life outside of your business, well, you have 2 business coaches here with you this episode. So you can reach out to me. If I'm more your style and more your vibe, then you can connect with me at power.vzamy.com. If Christoph is your style and vibe, then you can connect with him at balance6.biz. So you connect with me at power.vzamy.com or Christoph at balance6.biz. Choose your poison, but don't say that you don't have help to help you, okay? Yes. With that being said, entrepreneurship is a marathon, but it's a marathon that you don't have to run alone. Good night.
Thanks for joining us this week on Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. If you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or Spotify, or if you'd simply tell a friend about this episode. And if you are looking for more tips on reviving your business, make sure to visit our website, vzamy.com. That's VZAMY.com. To register for our upcoming business growth workshop on staff management, financial management, and time management. It's your time to revive, grow, and scale. Visit vzamy.com. That's V for Vanessa, Z for zebra, A for animal, M as in money, Y as in yes.com. Visit vzamy.com for more details.